450 back for the pin.
Opening the programme on day 6 of the Louis Vuitton Trophy in La Maddalena, Emirates Team New Zealand were taking on Azura. The start box action crucial as ever. The fight was for the pin end of the line, and Francesco Bruni won it. The Italian boat squeezing around the buoy at speed to leap into the lead.
450 and 5.
Good path building on us now.
Dean Barker on Emirates Team New Zealand was forced to tack twice, once on the line and then again soon afterwards. The margin between the Kiwis and the Italians growing even more. Azura were in control until, as the top mark approached, the afterguard made a crucial error, tacking early to set up an easier rounding, but at the same time opening the door for Emirates Team New Zealand to sail through and take the starboard advantage.
Yep.
It was the game breaker. Barker, in a puff of extra pressure, enjoying the inside track and the right of way. Azura having to follow in as the lead changed around the buoy.
Okay, so speed.
Probably 1 and 6.
Right.
Emirates Team New Zealand stretched away, and although Bruni occasionally closed it up, Barker kept his distance to give the Kiwis their third win by 13 seconds.
Nice comeback, boys. Yeah, no, very good comeback there. We were a bit compromised at the start and managed to, fortunately it was really shifty conditions, so there's still a lot of opportunities, and sort of kept ourselves in the race, and then had an opportunity at the top mark, and Dean did a good job of controlling that situation, but it was, as you can tell, my voice is starting to go. It was a tricky race because downwind it was just so variable. We had 40-degree shift down the last run at one stage, and in these light conditions it's hard to jibe whenever you want just because the boats lose so much. So yeah, it was all on. It was a tough race and thrilled with the win.
No time for the Kiwis to rest on their laurels. Emirates Team New Zealand straight back into action against Aleph in the second race of the day. The start was a comparatively staid affair, as was the first beat, with little significant engagement. It did stay close though, and Dean Barker was glad to have hung on to the power of the right he'd enjoyed off the start line. Coming into the top marker, left was the give-way boat. Emirates Team New Zealand driving first around the buoy and into a snappy spinnaker set. And that was the crucial difference between the two boats. The set on Aleph less than perfect. After that, the French never had a sniff. Emirates Team New Zealand notching up their fourth win in 5 races to join Artemis at the top of the table.
It's hard here. It's a hard venue, and the racing's close. The teams are getting better and better. They don't make the same mistakes as probably earlier events, so you've got to keep improving, and it's nice to have 2 good races today. The guys controlled it very well, and sailed away to a good, comfortable lead.
Team Origin faced Synergy in today's third match. The British, with 2 wins and 3 defeats, anxious to even up their account, and off the line it was looking good for Ben Ainsley. Coming to leeward of Synergy, the British boat found good pressure out to the left, with Ainsley able to develop a nice gap with the Russians. Down the run the lead grew, and Origin were looking moderately comfortable until they approached the bottom mark gate. As the Jenica came down, it slid off the boat into the water and under the bow. Potentially, this was a disaster which would allow Synergy to make big inroads.
Let's have a good one, guys. For a little bit, okay? Go straight for a bit here. Rounding and right.
But the British crew recovered well, and with Synergy opting to take the more distant gate, Origin lost little and resumed control. Again though, Jablonski came back at Ainsley, and up towards the top of the course, the Russians were right back into it. Heading downwind, the Origin lead was just 6 seconds, and Jablonski positioned himself to attack. But the Russian boat brought a dummy jibe by Origin, and Ainsley had his separation. It looked all over until Jablonski found extra pressure and speed out right, and the gap closed again. For Synergy though, it was too little, too late. Ainsley taking the win by 6 seconds. Artemis sailed into the 4th race of the day undefeated with 4 wins. Mascarzoni Latino determined to knock them off their perch, and the Italians couldn't have got off to a better start, with Gavin Brady completely dominating Terry Hutchinson in the latter stages of the pre-start. Both boats were late for the line, but it was Brady who got there first to jump into a good lead. The margin increased as the Italian boat reached a big line of pressure first. The wind was up around 20 knots as Brady rounded. Despite the stiff conditions, the Italians opted for a jibe set that the shifting wind demanded and pulled it off in style. Artemis attempted to follow suit but snagged their Jenica on the hoist, putting a small hole in the sail.
Big sheeties, the sheet's way back here.
It wasn't small for long, the Jenica simply exploding to put an end to Artemis's race and their winning streak.
Hey, hold for a second, hold on the hoist.
Brady had merely to sail untroubled around the course to claim another win.
Unfortunate for them, they broke their spinnaker in the set as the breeze filled in, and that really helped us out. It kind of race was almost over at that stage. Saying that, I think we got a long way to go sailing in the breeze. Our team's coming together, but these windy races push you, and we're not ready for the likes of Team New Zealand yet in this kind of wind, and we got to work a lot harder and get ourselves there.